Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to, you can see my dog's nose. But yeah, we're back with another blog post written by the lovely Ann Pitts.
That's me.
Tell us about yourself, Ann.
My name is Ann, sometimes known as Egg. I am from Ohio. I grew up in Columbus and then went to school in Kentucky, moved to Tennessee, moved back to Ohio, and now I'm here in Colorado and I love it. It's amazing. I studied sociology and criminology, but here I am talking about fitness and health, which is like my side passion. But yeah, I'm 23. I'm just chilling. I'm a health and wellness therapist full time. I love dogs like this one. I do CrossFit for fun, which is really weird to a lot of people like this one. I also like to fly fish and camp and be outside, and I love puzzles. Okay.
But yeah, I think Ann has a really healthy perspective on how to be healthy and focus.
Healthy? I'm being healthy.
I mean, how to focus on
Yeah.
on how to work out and eat right in a good way and not
Balanced.
yeah,
Right.
and not like a crash diet or kill yourself type of way.
I love ice cream a lot, and I know how to eat ice cream and stay in shape.
So how did you, like, I feel like we've all set fitness goals before. So how did this one like stick? What changed?
Well, I think when I was maybe a junior in college, it was like I just was so mentally exhausted and like just felt really gross, and like there's like that infamous picture that I always kind of post with my transformation where I have like this blonde hair and these bangs, and like my face just looks swollen, like it, and it's not that I'm like unhealthy or fat or whatever, it's just that I was in a place where I was just like not mentally okay. And so I think a lot of the times we want fitness to start with how we look and looking better, but for me this one stuck because it was more of like a mental journey, and it was more of like I'm not okay and I want to be okay, and
Like you want to feel better.
I want to feel
not
better.
just look better.
Right, looking better is like cherry on top, because you know, you can set goals on how to look, but a lot of those goals come from people who have different body types than us. You know, society seems like, obviously we all know this now, society's like, this is pretty, this is but so a lot of the times when we set those goals, we're setting those goals based on someone else's body type, and like that's just going to be unachievable. And so I really started to focus on like, how does this make me feel? Like, do I feel good doing this? Do I feel better or worse when I'm exercising versus not, even if it's just getting a walk in? Like, so it was like that made it stick. It was like mentally I'm not okay and I need to do something about it.
And I think you made a good point. Like everybody's body is different, so everybody's workout's gonna look different and your results are gonna look different.
Yeah.
Like my whole friend group does CrossFit. I do not do CrossFit.
We all look different though.
Yeah, everyone looks very different. But then I do like bar twice a week, like nothing crazy, but that's what works for me. So.
Yeah, and it helps you just stay on top of like your mental like health, and like it's scientifically proven that any form of movement helps release endorphins in your brain. So a lot of I started to, like when I felt like really depressed in college or felt really overwhelmed or anxious, I would like set my stuff down even though I really didn't want to, and I would just go on a walk. Like that's literally where I started, was walking.
Yeah.
Because I just needed to get up, get moving, get out of my mind. And eventually I was like, walking isn't working anymore. I need to do something else.
Yeah.
And then it kind of escalated from there.
So, how did you find like an exercise outlet that worked for you?
Yeah, that's also a big question. That's a question I get a lot, is like, I hate exercising. How do you want to do it? Like, what makes you want to do it? And I'm like, I didn't want to do it in the beginning. I really didn't want, like, it took everything in me to like be consistent. Like, yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I feel like going to the gym today. And I feel like that's where a lot of us are. It's like, you know, we go day by day, and like, yes, you should listen to your body, but sometimes you have to like make more of an effort and like do things that mentally you don't want to do. But for me, it just started off like I didn't push past what my limits were to begin with, and so I didn't get burnt out. And so it was like, started off with walking, and then I found this really great YouTube channel called Yoga with Adriene. I love yoga, and it's also really awesome. Yoga's awesome because it doesn't matter what fitness level you are. Like, you can literally do it no matter what. And even as someone who's pretty in shape, I'm still pretty bad at it, which is so fine. Like, you just gotta accept it and be like, let go of it. So I started doing yoga, and then I was like getting more excited because I started to see changes in not only my body, but also my mental health. And that left me like wanting more. And so I think a lot of the times we rush into what we think is gonna make us like instantly better or instantly smaller or instantly mentally like more stable, but like you can't do that. Like it's like putting a peewee football player in an NFL game and telling him to go like be the quarterback. Like you're not there yet, and that's okay, but like it takes time and you have to build up in order to find something that works best for you. Mine just happens to be CrossFit. For some people it's like my dad, for example, bikes every day like 30 miles or like, but that it started off with him just,
he's one of those.
Yeah, it's so funny. I'm like always looking down, like every time someone goes past me biking, I'm like, Dad. But I think, like some people it's triathlons, which more power to you because no. Or for some people it's simply just going on longer and longer walks or running or
like our
skiing.
Our friend Cameron, she does CrossFit too, but she roller skates like all the time.
Yeah, and it's like, it's a balance.
It's good cardio.
So good. And also really good for your legs if you like start doing like tricks and stuff. Just saying. We should have her on here and do a roller skating tutorial.
We should.
Just for funsies.
I might have her do that eventually.
But yeah, so that's kind of my roundabout answer is like, start baby steps. Baby steps lead to making big changes and like big like successes and victories, because if you would have seen me, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, like you would have been like, what? Like that's you? Like you're doing CrossFit? It would have made like no sense. So, yeah. So
tell me a little bit more about like your bedtime routine.
My bedtime routine. I put this in the blog. I know that seems really silly, but I've always been like a really bad sleeper. I've always struggled with really like restless sleep and like insomnia, and I used to just be like, oh well, it's fine. And I quickly learned, especially in college, like that wasn't gonna fly. And so I think sleep is one of those overlooked factors of health that can really impact your journey and impact your progress, because if you're not sleeping, your body's chemical balances are off. Like you're not going to feel rested. You're not going to want to go do anything active. You're mentally going to be really, really exhausted and not feel like you can put any effort into anything. And so I'm not saying you need to like have a bedtime and have like a come tuck me in kind of thing, but like just your brain is triggered by, your brain is a very like action and response wired. And so for example, like obviously when you brush your teeth, like you're either waking up or going to bed. It can be as simple as starting with like, putting your phone down at 8:30. I know that's like seems late for some people. For some people, they're up on their phones all night, so that seems really early. And so it's just like you really need to figure out small actions to take right before you go to bed. Whether that's like mine, for example, is I turn this heater thing on because it's so cold I live in the basement.
It's really cold.
And it's so cold. So I turn my heater on, get my room all cozy and warm, and then I go brush my teeth, wash my face, like do the same routine I do every night. And then I come into my room, I put a diffuser on, and like you don't have to do all this. This is just me because I'm extra. Like it could just be as simple as I'm going to go brush my teeth, wash my face, and then sit down in bed for 10 minutes on my phone and then put it down and turn on something to help my brain, like signal to my brain, hey, it's time to go to bed. And then I personally put my diffuser on, turn my string lights on, and then throw on a 20-minute stretching yoga video, and then Shavasana at the end where you like just lay down. I get in my bed. And that signals to my brain, hey, we just did our stretching routine, we're getting in bed, it's time to shut off. And like it takes time, it's not going to be perfect, and every night of sleep I get is not good. Like, but it does help my body relax and find more deep sleep when I am sleeping. So I know that seems like silly to put into like a fitness routine blog, but like
no.
Sleep is just so important and such a big factor in your health and your mental wellness. So.
I've literally had like terrible workout classes because I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I like am lethargic and just can't do it.
Yeah, and like I'm not saying every night's gonna be perfect, and you're not, and even when you get good nights of rest, you're not gonna feel like that.
Yeah.
But even outside of fitness, like your productivity is gonna be better, your attitude, your irritability, whatever your chemical balances in your brain are going to be better when you're sleeping better.
And
I hate to sound like a mom.
No, I would also say like that if you sleep. So I've been sleeping like 4 hours at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh. And then my doctor was like, no, it's
That's
normal.
normal.
That's like a sleep cycle. So give yourself some grace. Don't flip
Yeah.
out. Just because the world tells you like, oh, 6 to 8 hours is good.
Straight.
If you if you need more or less than that, like take
Mm-hmm.
more or less than that. And if people call you like lazy, I get this a lot because I'm a 10-hour sleeper. I'm like, guess what? That's how I function the best.
Yep.
And I'm going to be less productive and have a worse day
Yep.
if I don't do what my body wants me to do, which is sleep for 10 hours.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucks sometimes because that's not super realistic in this world.
Yeah.
But also, like, one of my cousins, she's a total girl boss. She started her own PR firm. She has to sleep like 8.5 hours a night.
Mm.
And she's got 2 kids and her own business, and she can do it.
And she's
so
married.
She's married. Like, she's got lots of responsibilities.
Yeah.
But, so don't feel bad or, like, insecure about
And you may, when you first start out, you may be like, I have no idea what I need. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Figure it out. Listen to your body. If you start doing this routine and then you find like you need naps during the day and you have time, take a nap.
Yeah.
Or if you're finding yourself tired during the day, set your bedtime routine start time back 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like little things like that. It's not, like I said, it's not an all in at once, like charge the field. It's like baby steps.
Or just, like, be smart. If you wake up, you don't eat anything, you don't drink anything, and then you're like, I'm tired. Well, duh.
You're
like,
eating or drinking.
give yourself some fuel. Come
Morning
on.
routines are also important because it helps
Yes.
your body wake up.
Mhm.
Well, that's
I'm a
whole
big
other
breakfast
thing.
girl.
Yeah. I'm very
Breakfast.
routine, and I eat the same thing every day for breakfast because I'm like, but I go through phases. Like sometimes it's breakfast tacos, sometimes it's a bagel, sometimes it's just a granola bar.
Mine is like Eggos.
I know. I came down the stairs the other day, and Riley was like down there with 2 waffles, no plate, just took them out of the microwave. She put syrup on and smacked them together to a sandwich, and I was like, I've never seen that.
It's good breakfast.
All right.
Got me going. In your fitness journey, like when you mess up,
Hmm.
how do you keep going?
Yeah. It's like that all or nothing thinking pattern that a lot of us are accustomed to. We're really taught that it's like pass or fail. I mean, in school, grades, pass or fail. Yeah, exactly. Or, you know, like we even have pass-fail classes. Or you're driving, like any kind of test, any kind of measurement of your success in the society is pass-fail. And I think we really need to start like shying away from that because it's like a really violent way to communicate to ourselves. It really takes a toll on our self-esteem, and it really takes all the momentum out of the path that we're on. Like we start to just find ourselves dragging and wanting to give up, and you know, you could give up, but then you start something new and you're still like, I suck. And like that's not a fun cycle to be stuck in.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I really learned, I think in the beginning of this blog, I mentioned the fact that if I had a quarter for every time someone told me, or a quarter for every time I started a new fitness journey, I said I'd had 1 quarter. And what?
Well, I'm gonna say you're like,
Wow, so philosophical of me, right? No, but your path is not going to be a straight line. Like people use the metaphor falling off the diet wagon a lot, and I'm gonna be the first to tell you that like you're not falling off the wagon. Like dieting and fitness and all of that, sure, it comes in ups and downs, but when you're trying to start this new routine and you feel like you're slipping, like stop thinking it's all or nothing. Like either I'm perfect or I'm not doing it. Because I know I've been there. It's like, oh, okay, I'll start tomorrow, and I don't. I'm like, well, not gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where you get trapped in like the cycle of never making anything happen. And so learn to give yourself grace. A sustainable lifestyle does not look like perfection. It never will. It's progress. And your path to success is going to look so much different than someone else's path. And so if you see someone else doing more and accomplishing more, let it go. Celebrate them and their successes, and then write down yours and look at it and be like, you know, a month ago I was here and now I'm here, and like that's enough to think about in 12 months. Like think about how much further you're gonna be. So yeah, it's like we restrict ourselves and put ourselves in these boxes where, you know, either we're going to be fit or we're not going to be fit. And that's just, like, not sustainable for anyone. Like I said, I like to eat ice cream. You know I like to eat ice cream. But I'm still, like, I still eat healthy the rest of the day. Healthy, you know what I'm saying? I balance the rest of the day. Or, like, if I have an off day, I like, no, that doesn't have the power to determine your outcome, your success, or how well you think you did that day. Like, it's never gonna, that one day and that one slip does not have that power, and a lot of the times we give it that power.
And if you're working out a lot, you need to be eating more.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's so, fun fact, people think that when you eat less you lose weight, but your body actually reacts way differently. Your metabolism goes down because your body is going into starvation mode, and it'll hold on to all of those nutrients no matter what it is that you're putting in your body, and you will not be losing weight because your body is, like, holding on to everything. Mm-hmm. So it's not good not to eat. Fun fact.
It's not a problem for me.
Me either. Not anymore.
Okay, well, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, and I feel like I could share about this topic for hours. So if anyone has any questions and they want to...
Well, that's why I asked you, because I knew you were passionate about this.
Yeah.
And you're insightful.
Maybe.
I'm not the right person to go to when it comes to fitness.
I know. No, stop. Fitness is not, like, a question I always ask my clients is, like, you say you're not fit. Well, how do you define fitness?
Yeah.
There's not a good way to define it. Like, your fitness is going to look a lot different than mine, and that's okay.
Yeah, and you're right. Everybody's different. Everyone's path is different. Mm-hmm. And there's not really a universal way to measure it. So give yourself grace. Yeah. All right. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you for letting me ramble for a little bit.
You're welcome, Ann.
Thanks, Riley. All right. Peace.
Bye.